Hello, everyone. James Wilson here. And today I wanted to talk about the state of Texas. Okay. Texas, there was some early voting that came out. This is actually raw data. Okay. And this was separated by model party because in registered party they don't really have. Unregistered party, they don't register by party. And so they use model party, which is like a guess. They try to use some data from previous data to see how the vote's going to go. And so there's a couple of things I want to talk about here. In the state of Texas, they don't really do a lot of mail-in ballots, not a lot of mail-in voting. So if you're going to mail a ballot, you're going to have a reason to do so. For example, being in the military, and if you're overseas, that's a valid reason, okay? And there may be some other valid reasons, maybe medical reasons that you can't leave to vote. COVID is not a valid reason in the state of Texas. So I just want to let you guys know about that. There's a few things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk about some numbers real quick. And I also want to talk about the fact that I'm going to change Texas to safe red. Okay, and let me explain to you why. Okay, so blowing it up here, when you look at it, this is the state of Texas. Okay, okay, so you can tell 2016, these are early voting numbers for 2016. Okay. Hillary, and this is just a Democratic vote based on model party. It was a 41.6 to 50.5. That was roughly around a 9% lead for the Republicans. And that's how much Donald Trump won. Donald Trump won by exactly 9 points. So that's very interesting, And so let's take a look at this for 2020. Okay. The lead widened. Okay, the Republicans have a 13% lead. Okay, that's a 4% difference in favor of the Republicans. So what this means is that assuming that all the Republicans and all the Democrats voted for their party, obviously there's going to be some crossover with Republicans, some crossover with Democrats. Okay, but Donald Trump is projected to win. And if you look at the numbers, 51.9, that's the majority. So even if all unaffiliated voters, these are independent voters, vote for Biden, assuming that Trump wins all the Republican votes, he would still win the state. And what are the odds of that? The odds of that are very, very slim. The odds of that are none. Okay. I would assume that some of these votes would go to Biden, some of these votes would go to Trump. Who knows? Okay. But even if they all went to Biden, I mean, Trump has over a 900,000 vote lead, And so, going by last time in 2016, Trump won it by 9%, and he won it by 9% according to this model, okay? But it looks like to me, when you look at it, the Republicans, they're overperforming their 2016 numbers. Now, the interesting thing is that they're underperforming 2018, which Beto O'Rourke almost beat Ted Cruz. So that's very interesting. But Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz are not Donald Trump. So when you couple this with, Biden saying that he's going to cut fracking or, mess with the oil industry. I mean, Texas is oil, He's going to lose some votes there. And there's just a lot of early voting going on. I just noticing the trend here. So since he is overperforming his numbers and he won by over 800,000 votes last time, he won by 9%. I just don't see the Democrats coming back. And when you look at the numbers here, okay, 74.9%, which is about 3/4 of the vote last time. Okay, So, we're still going to have the election. And I don't see Democrats doing better than Republicans on in the general election. I just don't see it, because of the virus. They'd rather do early voting because there's less and I know the lines are long, but I'm just telling you right now the Republicans are overperforming by large numbers. And on the general election day, I just don't see Democrats coming back. I mean, even if they get an extra 100,000 to 200,000 votes, I just don't see it. The numbers are not there. And with Biden, talking about killing the oil industry or slowly moving to other types of energy, I just don't see Texas voting for Democrat. Okay? And he is leading in the polls. Overall, Trump is leading in the polls. And as I told you before, I believe the polls are slanted. Okay? So if the polls are slanted, let me pull up the election polls for Donald Trump. Okay. Last times the polls were pretty accurate. In 2016, the polls were fairly accurate. Okay. But let's take a look at Texas real quick. Okay. Okay. When you look at that, I'm blowing this up real quick here again. When you look at it, Trump has a 3.2% advantage. Nearly is losing on the Dallas Morning News, and I don't know how accurate that poll is. I don't think it's very accurate at all. As I said, I think the polls are slanted in favor of the Democrats because of the virus. Well, Trump is leading these polls consistently. I don't see how it's possible that Trump can win this. I mean, that Biden can win the state. I just don't. I don't see it's possible. Okay, so now with that information, Texas is now safe Republican. I have now moved it to the safe Republican column, and I'm looking at other numbers from different states, and I know Nevada, I'm pretty close to marking it blue, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Okay, there's more. They're all doing mail-in ballots. Okay, they're mailing in their ballots. So, and so far the let me go back into the, and I'm just gonna just talk about Nevada, and I'm gonna end this video. But Nevada, the Republicans are losing by 3, but as I said, they're doing mail-in ballots, so it's closer than last time. Actually, it's about 22,000 vote lead in favor of the Democrats. Okay, and then you have some unaffiliated voters, which could go either way. So I'm not going to mark it safe Democrat. This could go either way still, even with the mail-ins. So that's interesting. But at the end of the day, Texas is red. Okay. So now the swing states are Nevada, Arizona, Nebraska 2nd District, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Maine 2nd District, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Let me know what you think about this video. Like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.